Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM, and it is all happening over in Hume netball. And to tell us all about the latest round of action there is our expert on all things Hume netball, Carla Fletcher. Carla, so good to have you on the line again, particularly after what was another huge round of explosive results and twists and turns just about everywhere. What a time it is in this season, Carla, for all these results to be coming out of nowhere as far as people being surprised with some of the games that we've got on in Hume netball right now.
Yeah, thanks, Alice. It was a pretty interesting weekend, and there was some great results from some unexpected teams. So looking forward to the next few weeks.
Well, we'll start with Osborne because even they didn't have it comfortably in round 15, Carla. So the Brocklesby Burrumbuttock Saints, they entertained Osborne, ended up going down by 11 goals. But gee whiz, a great effort by the home side to limit Osborne to such a small margin in the end.
Yeah, look, I think that was a really surprising result on the weekend, and a great effort by the BB Saints girls. Like last time they played them, they went down by 53 goals. So to go down by only 11 last week, and to have the quarter lead by 7, and they were still up by 3 at half time. So, impressive game by the Saints girls. I watched them play, a while ago, and they really start off well, and if they can keep that momentum up, they're really looking forward now to next year and just showing what they can do. Like Osborne, they're just a powerhouse team, and, they worked really hard in the last half and, ended up taking the game by 11, so a massive turnaround from the Osborne girls. Courtney Menzies had a great game for Osborne, and also Georgia O'Connell, who worked really hard, taking some great intercepts in centre all day. And the award winners for BB Saints went to Sophie O'Connor, Tia DeAngry, and Jemima Dunstan. Yeah, an impressive result. I got on there after the game and had a look at the scores, and that was the first one that came up, and it was like, wow, what a great effort from the Saints girls.
Set the tone, didn't it? Well, another nail-biter of a game was that one between Murray Magpies and Colcan, and I reckon I said Colcan would be too good last week. 46-43, 3 goals in the end, but a tight game, Carla, and everyone would have been on the edge of their seats watching this one, no doubt.
Yeah, look, Colcan are doing really well. They're just coming away with the 4 points, and they're slowly climbing up the ladder and keeping their spot safe. Their best players on the weekend was Claudia Grogan again. She's just been consistent every week. Kayla Wright and Andrea Went, and Tara Liskey and goal attack for Murray Magpies. She's just a beautiful shooter, so she must have been on target on the weekend. And Kira Nicholson had a great game in the centre and wing attack. So it would have been a great game to watch. So 7 versus 4. It just shows how competitive the whole A-grade comp is at the moment.
And speaking of competitive, the Billabong Crows, they were 11 goals too short of matching it with Holbrook, so they'll take a lot of encouragement from that scoreline, Carla, you'd think.
Yeah, look, Holbrook are just thrilled with their game on the weekend, and it's just created a lot of positivity in the club, and, coming into finals, it's a great way to be. 11 goal win, fantastic for them. It was a great team effort from Holbrook, who worked really hard all game. Claire Marriott had a great game in goalkeeper. Their goal shooter, Jodie Ross-Smith, was also an award winner, and Jess Rowe in centre. Look, the Crows, they still worked hard, and their defensive pressure was really great throughout the game, but they just weren't able to convert consistently throughout the game. Best on for the Crows was young player Isabel Bush in wing defence, and Ella Morley had a great game in goalkeeper and goal defence. She really put some great defensive pressure around the ring. I think Holbrook would be over the moon with that win.
Well, CDHBU were expected to win against Henty, but this game was another close one, really, particularly given the context around Henty's season, where they've been beaten quite soundly on a number of occasions. So 29-43 the final score, and it's looking good for Henty as far as finishing the season quite respectably, Carly, you'd say.
Yeah, no, look, both teams have had some really close losses over the last few weeks, and look, it just seems that the Power have bounced back. And they had some great feeding into the circle, and their defensive pressure across the court, was just a little bit too strong for Henty, who really didn't start their game till after half time. Best players for the Power were Shelby Richardson in goal defence, Ava Phibbs in wing attack, and Courtney Hagen goalkeeper, while Henty's Rachel Turlick just, turning up every week and having great games in the defence, and also Liv Hall had a great game for Henty.
All right. Now, another surprising-ish result. Probably not really surprising, but as far as the scoreline went, a very close game was Giants. They got over Lockhart. Only 5 goals in the end. So, Carla, just so good to see so many close scorelines across round 15.
Yeah, look, I watched this game from afar. It was just closely fought across all 4 quarters, and there was only a couple of goals in it at each break, so it could have gone to either team. But, the Giants just clicked in that last quarter, got a couple of key intercepts, and they managed to come away with, they were pretty happy with their 5-goal win. And look, a credit to, there's a couple of 14-year-old girls there in the Giants team, Isabel Kritzberger and Priya Colhagen, who are stepping up and given the opportunity in A grade, and look, they're just not looking out of place there. So well done to those young girls. And their captain, Brianna Higgins, she had one of her best games of the year in goalkeeper. While Lockhart Tegan Hannon, she had a great game on Saturday. Her and Hannah are working really well in the defensive end, and also Sarah Anderson. She stepped into the goal attack position, and she had a really consistent game as well. So, it was a great game to watch.
Well, the shock of the round, no doubt, saw How Long getting the win against Jindera away from home, Carla, 35-42. This result will have ramifications for the home side. And looking at the ladder now, it looks as though Osborne are very nicely placed to win the league going into finals. They'll finish first. You would think that it's going to be pretty hard for Jindera to get them from here. They're 8 points off. So are you almost penciling in Osborne as the minor premiers already now, Carla?
Yeah, possibly. I think Jindera might bounce back this week, and they might, Osborne will have to work really hard this weekend. But, the way Osborne have been going at the moment, I think they'll, take out, minor premiers this year.
All right, well, let's pay some closer attention to that ladder. Osborne first, and then Jindera in second. We've got How Long third, Culcan fourth, Billabong Crows fifth. In sixth place, we've got Holbrook, CDHBU seventh, Murray Magpies eighth, Lockhart ninth, Brocklesby Burrumbuttock Saints 10th, the Giants in 11th, and Henty in 12th. So looking at the point situation there, Carla, as we've mentioned in previous weeks, that top 6, it's almost starting to take shape now. CDHBU and Holbrook might be in a bit of a battle, but you'd assume otherwise that, 80% of the teams, maybe 90% of those teams are all lock-ins now.
Yeah, look, I think so. CDHBU have got a couple of tough games in the last few rounds, and so do Holbrook. So, but, Holbrook had a pretty great win last week against the Crows. So, I'd be watching out for Holbrook, and they won't want to lose that 6th spot, I don't think.
All right, well, let's take a look at the games happening tomorrow across round 16. One of those is How Long they take on the Billabong Crows. This will be a pretty interesting game. I think the Crows will be fired up from their loss last weekend, and How Long will be up and about.
Yeah, look, and I think the Crows will be wanting to bounce back from their loss last week, and I think, you're right, How Long are just seem to be on fire at the moment. I think one of the key players, Jess Lane, she had a great game last week against Jindera. I think, the Crows will be looking to shut her down. And, I think How Long will continue on their winning way, and I think they'll take the point.
Okay, Culcan, they should be too good for Lockhart at home.
Yeah, Yeah, look, this will be an interesting game. It's always a tough one. If Lockhart's got their full team back, I think they will go out hard. They're keen to finish the season strong. So Cockham, I think, will have to be on their best on the weekend, but, they might just take the point.
How much of a danger game is this for Holbrook against Brocklesby Burrumbuttock Saints, do you reckon, Carla?
Yeah, look, the Saints girls, if they put up a terrific fight last week against Osborne, and they'll continue to want to do that again this week, and just set themselves up for the end of the season. But, Holbrook, it'll be a pretty physical and a highly contested match. I'm actually going to tip Saints this week. I think they set the scene last weekend, but also Holbrook had a great win as well, so I think it'll be a great match.
Okay, we've also got Henty travelling to play the Giants. Can Henty get their first win, or do you reckon they'll come close, Carla? They certainly have been in better form, and it looks like they're really going to push home strong and possibly, get a scalp. But you never know. It could come this weekend.
Yeah, look, I think this will be an interesting match as well. Ramble Bundry Waller Giants, they were quite impressive on the weekend, and, they've got some real big height there in the goal shooting circle. I think the Giants will take the points on the weekend.
CDHBU at home to Murray Magpies. That's going to be another game which is relatively hard to call.
Yeah, look, both teams will be looking for a win. This one's a tough one. I think Murray Magpies might just get it on the weekend, but it'll be a close one.
All right, well, we can't leave things on too much of a cliffhanger. We've got that marquee fixture to talk about, Osborne and Jindera. This is winner takes all, Carla.
Yeah, look, 1 versus 2, and I think Jindera will be wanting to bounce back from last weekend, and like Taylor Vogue was going to be a key player in the middle. It'll be a great matchup with both centres. They can run the whole game out, and they'll be really tight. It'll depend on whether both teams are at their full strength, and it just seems Osborne, even if they're lacking a couple of key players, that they're still able to come away with a win. So I think I might have to go with Osborne this weekend, but hopefully Jindera will bounce back and it'll be a great game.
She's made the call. There we go, folks. Well, Carla Fletcher, we are very happy to have your insights here on the Flow Friday Sports Show. Enjoy all the netball. We'll speak to you next week.
Thanks, Alice.